What up, dude? And welcome to a special free agency edition of Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt Steele. Be a part of the Prowl Nation family. Subscribe to the channel. Today is Tuesday, March 14th, 2023. Today we have a special show. It's all about free agency. It's not a regular show. We'll have a regular show tomorrow, but we're just going to recap what the Lions did on day one of the league negotiation period that happened yesterday before the league year starts on Wednesday. Before we get to that, let's bring in the rest of the crew, man. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your auntie's favorite player. Yak time, though. Back time is my man, LL Kudons. What's going on, my dude?
What's up, Proud Nation, and good morning.
Man, y'all know who it is. It's the boxing pride of Jackson, Michigan. He got all them jobs, man. He'll coach your kids. He'll cook you a meal. He'll cut you a fade. And he'll give you a fade. My man. Who?
It's the Wolverine, Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let's go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
Welcome to Detroit.
All right, welcome back, people. Curt, you know what it is. We was there first day. First day the Lions was in the building. Let them know how it went down, man. Let them know what unfolded.
Yeah, man. Before we get into the signings, man, let's do a little housekeeping and tell you about the exclusive rights free agents that the Detroit Lions tendered yesterday. Brought back long snapper Scott Daly, defensive lineman Benito Jones, linebacker Anthony Pittman, tight ends Brock Wright and Zane Strillstra. I like bringing those guys back. Look at the roles that Brock Wright and Zane Strillstra played last year. Especially when we let go of C.J. Hockenson, those guys, they showed up and showed out, man, catching touchdowns all over the place. And then I like Anthony Pittman. He's a good special teamer. I like bringing him back. Of course, we need Scott Daly. He's doing a good job. I can't really tell the difference between him and Don Muhlbeck, and then Don Muhlbeck is coaching him. So, and then Benito Jones for, D-line depth, you know what I'm saying? Because he can kind of play inside and outside a little bit, but I like those exclusive free agents that we tendered yesterday. So 5 guys we brought back. But let's get into the signings, man. First up, we're going to talk about that big defensive lineman, man. We're going to kick it to the defensive line coach, man. Coach Jones, talk about the big fella coming back to Detroit.
Man, I watched this press conference, man, and even my wife was like, man, he's so humble. That whole press conference, man, he was humble. He was just happy to be back. He did not want to go anywhere else. Even if he could have got a few more dollars somewhere else, man, he said he just wanted to be here. He excited to see what we're building. And that's what I want to hear, man. I want to hear that from a guy, man, humbling, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm just ready to work. And that's what we need here in Detroit, man. People that's ready to work. And I love that coming from the big fella, man.
Yeah. What you got, LL?
I thought you was going to say handsome when you was like, he saw they going to say handsome, Coach Mike. But no, that's a good signing. But I don't really know what it means in the end. You know what I'm saying? We probably gonna draft a couple defensive linemen, but they liked him enough to at least bring him back to give him an opportunity to for a roster spot, whether that be the 53 or practice or whatever it is. I like him. Keep him around. He proved his value when he got a chance to be in there a couple of times.
Yeah, man, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know Isaiah. We came over from the Steelers last year, last offseason, earlier in the year. Played inconsistently at the start of the year, but he came on strong last year, man. He became a leader in the locker room and on the field, man. Very vocal leader of the team. I think this is an interior line depth signing. I know that he started 13 games last year, but I don't think this doesn't mean he doesn't. They don't draft a defensive lineman
I thought we was talking about Benito Jones. My bad.
No, we're talking about Isaiah Bugs. We're talking about the Bugs. Yeah, we're into the signings, and I thought the tenders. Benito Jones was a tender.
My apologies.
We're talking about the signings, brother. We're talking about the signings. Starting 13 games last year, man. had a good season, but I still think the Lions draft a defensive tackle. All right, man, double back and talk about Isaiah Buggs there.
Oh no, I keep it real short. No, that was a big sign. Very important. I like Bugs. He right before when I was waiting. When I thought we was going, just check and see if we was using a run sheet. I was on Twitter and I seen a clip of him. And they was in they was playing the Giants, or I don't even know if they was playing the Giants. All I can see is MetLife in the background. But he was like giving a little. He was hitting him in the chest, like, "What you out here to do? What you out here to do?" And I'm like,
yeah,
I see why they brought him back.
Yeah, vocal leader.
Right. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew he was. He was out there. Like he had a really good season for us, but I didn't know that was his role here. So yeah, they had to bring him back, and he wanted to be back. So that's important.
And they got him on a low 2-year contract, or up to $6 million. So, they definitely got him on the low, on the low, on the low to the low. Craig Reynolds, man, real quick, he signed a contract because he was an exclusive rights free agent as well with the other guys, the other 5 guys, but he signed a contract and instead of being tendered as an exclusive rights free agent. Solid running back, number 3. Justin Jackson stole some of his shine last year, and I think it's some of those injuries. The injuries, though, I think some of those he played hurt last year, but he's a tough physical runner for his size. Good burst. Netflix subscription renewed. I'm going back to call them Netflix. I wasn't with the Hulu thing, but Netflix is back in the building. What do you guys think about Netflix coming back?
I like Netflix coming back, man. I kind of feel for him that his season was cut short. He didn't really get to do what he wanted to do. I'm excited to see him, what he can do in that role, being healthy, and he might be replacing somebody. You know what I'm saying? So Netflix, man, let's go. It's time to get going, bro. You got time to make up for it.
Yeah, I didn't really look at it like that until you just said that, Coach Mike. He might be, an insurance plan in case, somebody else step away. But I don't know. I questioned this when I saw it because like we all asked at some point last year, like, where the hell is Craig Reynolds? So good for him to come back, but hopefully we use him, or he'll be a competition piece.
Yeah, I think the injuries kind of really slowed him down last year, and he didn't get a chance to do what he needed to do. And I had to say, Justin Jackson showed up and showed out after he fixed his fumbleitis issues early in the season. He showed up and showed out. So but the injury bug definitely bit Craig Reynolds last year. So glad to have him back on the roster. All right, LL, you are first on this one, man. Big signing of the day, man. Talk about what you thought about Cam Sutton coming to Detroit.
As soon as I seen the name, I'm like, yeah, we talked about him. You know what I'm saying? That's Curt, homie. And that's what I said to you. Was like, yeah, there go my guy. I'm like, yeah, there, And I was like, okay, I'm not that familiar with him, but just from what we talked about, I'm like, okay, that's a good sign. We still gonna draft a guy or something like that. And then I seen that little chart thing. Numbers and all that kind of stuff. They can make it look like anything, but it's like one of those charts where I forget the name of where you put one thing on. Yeah, and they had him in a very good spot on this chart, like in some very good company. Yeah. So I was like, damn, that's really good. I didn't know, and that's really how it goes, especially with a position like cornerback. It don't really, I guess it shows with interceptions and stuff, but just as far as ability to cover, they don't necessarily show on the play-by-play, or by numbers, I guess you could say. So they got to figure it out somehow. But that's a really good sign, and man, like I said, I still expect us to draft a guy, but really good sign, thumbs up from me, Brad Holmes, y'all. Holmes, Neil.
Cam Sutton, man, last year, 15 pass breakups, 3 interceptions. The guy can play. He can play. If he's versatile, he can play anywhere in the secondary. Play inside, play outside. He can play safety. He's a tough physical corner with the neck for finding the ball. He's aggressive. He's versatile. He plays great in run support. A lot of things to say, bad to say about him. His coaches rave about how smart he is and how his play has improved each year. Good deal. You signed a 3-year deal worth $33 million, $22 million guaranteed. Basically, it's a 2-year deal, just to be honest, because the third year is really voidable. Average salary around $10 million, and is going to be lower the first year because most of it going to be in a signing bonus. So You look at that, man, he got a discount. We got a discount on this one because look at what Jamel Dean signed for. 4 years, 52 million to go back to Tampa Bay. I like the signing. I like Cam Sutton coming to Detroit, man. Like I said, good physical corner. He's smart. He's versatile. He's aggressive. He fits the Dan Campbell mold for a player. And I like what he's going to be bringing to Detroit. And the coaches rave about him. Even some of his teammates in Detroit. In Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh fans are mad that they let him out the door. If you check the social media for the Steelers, the Steelers fans are upset that he's out the door, man. What you got on Cam Sutton there, Coach Jones? You know, you're a defensive coach.
Cam Sutton he's a very good player. He's one of the top free agent corners. I hope people realize that Ramsey and Slay weren't free agents. They were, they could go seek trade, but they weren't free agents. So Cam Sutton was at the top of that free agent. He probably was number one. He was in the top three, those free agent corners. But when you look at Cam Sutton, you look at the numbers that he got for the contract, and you realize those are cornerback two numbers. You know what I'm saying? So I expect us to still draft a corner early in the draft, in the first round. But Cam Sutton is definitely a young leader out there, man. He's a guy who come in there. He's intelligent. Cam Hayward, that's the best dude he like to play with. That's his favorite player, man. So I'm looking forward to that. That coming to the Lions, man. We got one of them tough, gritty, you know what I'm saying? Grits. We got it.
You gonna go get some grits?
Getting grits, man, with a side of catfish. But for what he brings to the team, man, he brings that veteran leadership. That's one of the roles I really thought that we needed. Veteran leadership and the defensive secondary. We didn't have that last year. Had a lot of young guys playing. Mike Hughes wasn't a vocal leader. And so we get that in a guy like Cam Sutton. He's, you see, he a dog. You know what I'm saying? That dude, he rough and raw. You know what I'm saying? You see that I forget what game the highlight was, the Chargers game, Pittsburgh versus the Chargers. Man, that dude was aggressive. He hammer flying off that. He a dog, man. I like the way he plays. So, but that veteran leadership that we needed in the secondary, we got that with him. He's 28 years old, so we got him on a 2-year deal. So we won't get him where he's still kind of in his prime, and then he can kind of we don't have to rely on him for a long-term deal. Because if you look at Ramsey's about that same age, but you look at Slay, man. Slay's 31. He'll be 32 in the season. He's going to cost us a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? To have that, and he's not as versatile. You're not going to put Slay in the slot. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to line him up. You know what I'm saying? You can't put him back at safety. Slay's an outside corner, where you get a guy like Sutton. He can play inside. He can play outside. And he can teach some of these younger players
Jerry Jacobs
their role. You know what I'm saying? I think Jerry Jacobs was our best corner last year, to be honest with you. Man, I like Jerry Jacobs. So you put him in there, and Jerry Jacobs was very excited about the signing on Twitter. So, all right. So last and certainly not least, man, Thor is back in the damn building. Alex Anzalone was the signing I thought would happen. He's a culture fit. The coaching staff loves this guy. He had his best season in 2022, leading the team in tackles with 125. He had a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and an interception. If we get that same guy that helped turn the Lions defense around the second half of the season, I'm okay with him sticking around in Honolulu blue and silver. He's a vocal leader, and he just his play really ratcheted it up. And then Ella, you say this. It happened around that time that Aubrey Pleasant, and Aubrey Pleasant wasn't even his coach. He was like, well, what did I do to get this guy fired? And that sparked a fire in that dude, man. And he played great the second half of the season. So, and you look at the discount double check, man. You got 3 years, about 18 million. What they play Tremaine Edmonds out there in Chicago?
4 years, 72 million.
Wait, man, sweet Georgia Brown. I'm glad we ain't pay that. We won't pay. He would never get that deal in Detroit. But what do you guys think about Alexander Long? I say if it's the same guy that played that second half of the season last year, I'm okay with it. What you guys got?
Yeah, you know what? Anzalone, I'm just gonna read you a couple of stats, man. Anzalone has 77 solo tackles for 1.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 INT. And those are solo tackles. That's not as combined, assisted tackles. Tremaine Edmonds has 66 solo tackles, 1 sack, 0 forced fumbles, and 1 interception. So they got similar numbers, and we getting Anzalone. His whole contract is with Tremaine Edmonds making 1 year. So that's all I got to say about that.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue, who's the better player, but whatever. I don't care. He definitely for the Bears anyway. So super fuck y'all. But yeah, I'm glad that Alex Anzalone is back. I like Anzalone because even with golf, like I like that when you didn't play well, it was known that you wasn't playing well, but you have improved. So now, you know what I'm saying? Now we can talk about you. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Like there was no Alex Anzalone apology sheet going around. Y'all was talking all that shit about golf. And they should have been, if y'all wanted to do that, y'all could have played around with one for Anzalone too, because he was very big in that defensive turnaround for whatever reason, Aubrey Pleasant or internal reasons, because of Aubrey Pleasant, however it goes, he helped it out. And not only I think you can kind of see what's going on with him and the younger linebackers that we do got. But if we get another one, it's another guy that he can help. That he could help along because he got some skills. I feel like he might turn into a coach at some point too.
If you look at the coach, Kelvin Shepherd was always high on him. Like, remember Not Hard Knocks? He was always high. Anzalone, he's the guy, and he's a captain, and we're looking at him like, what the hell are you talking about, man? This dude sucks. But
right,
he knew something we didn't. And I said this toward the end of the season. I said, if Anzalone never wasn't a middle linebacker. Remember, he didn't play middle linebacker in college. He played outside linebacker because of Jared Davis was the middle linebacker at Florida. And then when he went to New Orleans, he wasn't a middle linebacker. So he had to kind of grow into the role. And he had to kind of get comfortable playing that role. And he got comfortable that second half of the season. And he was flying downhill, making tackles. He was just playing with his hair on fire. And I think that's what Kelvin Shepherd saw that we didn't see on the outside. He saw it on the inside, but we didn't see it. We didn't see it as far as fans. We were just looking at like what he did in 2021, and we were like, man, this guy got to get out. He got to get out of here.
You know what it was, man. Honestly, it was a sign of Isaiah Buggs. If you really see, because Anzalone kind of started the season on the same BS he was on last year. Mm-hmm. If you know what I'm saying, but when we signed Buggs and we had Buggs and McNeil to kind of stop those guards from climbing to the linebacker, and Anzalone was allowed to just be free and just scrape downhill and just shoot the gaps. He was on point. So I think the Anzalone and Buggs signing was like right there. Like we got you know what I'm saying? They play like this. You know what I'm saying? You take them, you shoot. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you. Yeah. And then Anzalone made probably one of the biggest plays of the year. The final pass, maybe, because we don't know what's happening, because we don't know what the hell is going on with this guy. The final pass, as it stands right now, by Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay was the interception to Kirby, but it was a rush throw because who was in his face? Alex Anzalone was right there in Aaron Rodgers' face when he threw that ball up. Just kind of chucked it down the field.
I like hearing that, Curt. I like hearing that.
That is
beautiful music on this morning.
Something great to behold, man. Hey, thank you guys for checking us out right here on the Detroit Lions on the Prowl. The free agency day one, actually the legal tampering period day one recap, man, because actually free agency hasn't started yet. So all y'all people out there like, why did they do this? Why did they do that? Man, calm down. The league year don't even start till Wednesday. We got a whole other day. The league year starts at 4:00 on Wednesday. This is just the only players that can sign actual deals are the players who are returning to the team that they're on. So like you can sign Alex Anzalone, you can sign Isaiah Buggs, you can sign Craig Reynolds because they were already on the team. Actually, some can happen, and we don't even sign Cam Sutton. I'm not putting it in the inner universe, but
Kurt, no whammies.
But I'm just saying, please calm down. Please calm down on the John Kaminsky. Please calm down on the Jamal Williams. The free agency period hadn't even started yet. It is still the league year of 2022-2023 on Wednesday at 4:00. Wednesday at 4:00. And we'll be in the Goldman regime at that time. That's when the league year will actually begin. But you have a couple of more, you have a day and a half of more things that can happen before the actual league year starts. Just the way that the league has set it up, the league year is, really, what do you call that? Started yesterday, kind of, because you can legal, they call it legal tampering, but you can negotiate your contracts, you know what I'm saying, and get people set up the deal set up. So a lot of big deals happened yesterday. Chicago spent half their damn money yesterday. So linebackers, I don't know about that, but they should have been signing linemen. That's what they should have been doing. But anyway, thank you guys for checking us out right here, Detroit Lions of the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Quick final thoughts on the first day. What you got, LL?
First day, I like this. I like where we at with it. We did what I thought we needed to do outside of a couple of names, but they're not gone yet. So yeah.
Yeah. What you got, Coach Jones?
I just want to start off by saying today is my oldest son's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, young fella. Young fella.
Happy birthday, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mike Jr., boy, he turned 16 today. God damn.
Mike Jr. Is that Mike Jr. Jr.? I thought you were the junior. So you
it's Mike Jr. Jr. Mike Jr. Yeah, man. He turned 16 today. Oh, Lord Jesus. And I'm still fighting. That lets you know how I built, boy. But I'm just playing. I'm happy with the Lions did, man. And I'm just excited to see what's going on forward, man. Just to see what we do before the start of the year. So
yeah.
Shout out to Brad Holmes and shout out, to the whole Lions front office.
Yeah, definitely. Well, for me, I think it was what I said it yesterday on Twitter. I said Brad Holmes is going to Brad Holmes. What did he do? He brought back the guys who he thought earned another contract and earned their keep. So he brought those guys back, brought back the exclusive rights free agents, and he made one signing at a free agency at a position of need for the Lions in a veteran presence. So did the same thing last year with DJ Chark. It wasn't this early, but did the same thing last year. He brought the guys back that needed to come back that he thought earned a spot, and he signed one. It is what it is. His formula hasn't changed. It is what it is. Brad Holmes is going Brad Holmes. So I think he did what was right for the team. So more to come. Hey, thank you guys for checking us out right here in this special edition of Detroit Lions on the Prowl, lunchtime Detroit Lions talk, man. Go over and check us out on Lions Nation Unite. Check us out over there. You can go to the Google, Android, or Apple App Store for the mobile app, or type in Lions Nation Unite in your web browser, or you can go to their Facebook page. They got a whole bunch of stuff going on over there on Facebook, man. So go check those guys out. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms as well. And you know what to do, man. If you whatever you ate for lunch, man, get this napkin, man. Wipe them crumbs off your face, man. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing, like, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike Jones, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.